Yeah, just, well, click it on and...
Okay, who wants to see what it takes to make juice?
How hard it is.
Anybody wants to see juice made? Come on over here.
Even though, can I get my first back?
Okay. Looks like we kind of faded on Pete's back here.
Okay. What we're making here is what I call my Wizards Brew number 2. Green on? Camouflage. And this is a simple apple flavor. And I happen to know the proportions in this, so pretty easy. We're going to be mixing this at 12 milligrams per milliliter. So the first thing we're going to put in is our nick. And I happen to know that to get 12 milliliters, this is 100 milligram per milliliter nick, to end up with, and by the way, I mix my juice 180 mils at a time.
Wow.
Well, you start filling a bunch of little bottles like this. Okay, so I happen to know that to get 12 milligrams per milliliter, I need 21.6 milliliters of my 100 milligram per milliliter neck. So I'm looking here, 10, 20, that line where my thumb is 22. And we just pour it right in.
Rock gloves.
Okay, there's 21.6, just about 22 milliliters of 100 milligram per milliliter neck. Now you may have noticed I'm not wearing any gloves, but it never touched me. Okay, I also know that I'm going to use, I'm doing a 25% flavor mix. So I'm going to use 45 mils of the apple flavor. Okay, so I know that to get my mix 50-50 PG-VG, I need to bring this up to 45 mils with straight PG. Then my apple, 45 mils of apple brings to 90, and 90 mils of glycerin to bring it up to the full 180. So, there's propylene glycol. That's 100 milligram per milliliter.
Is that PG or VG?
It's in PG. I do that because it makes it 30, 40, right about there. So again, we're going to pour it in up to the mark. A little hard to see outside of here, but I got to keep my eye on the mark. That's just plain propylene glycol, nothing else in it. And then we got the apple flavor. All these flavors are from VIP Vapemeet. And we're going to go up to 90 milliliters, which, let me get my glasses here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, where's it? 70, 80, 90. That's one place I've got marked. And again, pour it right in up to the 90 mil mark. Just a drop more. The other thing, if you mix large batches, your measurements aren't nearly so critical. And finally, vegetable glycerin. By the way, this stuff comes from Walmart. It's like $3 and some change for 6 ounces. And we're going to 180 mils, which is 60, 70, 80 right there. And again, we just pour it right in. This is VG, this is vegetable grilled glycerin. Yeah, 50-50, VG, PG. More simple ingredients, 180 mils. One of these days I'm going to get a nice long glass rod so I can stir that up after I get it in the And then the final step is to put it in a bottle. Hopefully without spilling any on the floor. Yeah, there are programs, there are iPhone apps. One of the more popular programs or things you can get on the internet is called E-Juice Me Up, I believe.
Yeah. Easiest one.
I don't use that because I just do all the calculations myself. The most critical part of it is figuring out your nick level, and that's actually fairly easy because you decide what your nick level is, which is going to be so many milligrams per milliliter, and you decide how much you're mixing. Okay, if I'm going to mix 100 milliliters at 12, I know that I'm going to have 1,200 milligrams of nick in the whole mix. Okay, which means at 100 milligrams per milliliter, I'm going to want 12 milliliters of that in the mix. It'll give me a 12 milligram across the board. It's just simple math, and you got to wait for the last of that VG to drip out of there. Takes a little while. Now, when you first mix this, lost a couple of mils there. When you first mix this up, the VG and the PG don't want to mix together right away. You can just about see a line there with the heavier VG on the bottom. So that needs to be shaken, it needs to sit, needs to steep, and so on and so forth. The end result, okay, then you get a lot of bubbles in it if you shake it up, but it's more mixed now than it was. But I'll sit there and I'll give that a shake every now and then over the next couple of days, and it'll be perfectly blended and ready to use by then. Now, because this thing needs to sit and blend and steep and all that a little bit, I made some up ahead of time. So, what I'm going to do here, we're making nice recordings. There you go. There's one for you, there's one for you, one for our host. You, tall guy in the back. Whoops. Oh, thank you. There's one for you. The only thing I ask is if I gave you one here, and that's both of my flavors. If I gave you one here, and they're doing the drawings, and I got some juice in the drawings, let somebody else, pass on, let somebody else get it. Lay it forward. Okay. Now,
Give me a nice
who wants to do me a favor and ask our bartender to rinse that out in hot water? Give it about 3 good rinses and shake it out real good.
Pleidius.